You can see here it's completely reacted. There's too much flex in this skin. That I have made a mistake. Now, as for this wheel, I just do not know what is going on. Team, welcome back. We are on part 10 of the Mercedes Benz C200 rebuild. These wheels, as you saw in the last episode, were being worked on. We sanded them, we painted them, and I said they would all be done. Well, time has been totally against me. We're right near the end of the year, and life is just busy. Anyway, we're 100% going to get these finished. Story is, I ran out of the original brand paint that I had bought doing the wheel rims. I went back to go and get another can and they didn't have any more. So I ended up getting a different brand, and that was probably a bit of a mistake because it seems to have reacted with one of the tires. So that needs to be rubbed back a bit, repainted, because I now have the paint brand that I used before, so I can fix that up. This one here just has a couple of spots which just are a little rougher than I would like them to be, so I'm going to give it a super light sand, respray that, get the other one fixed up. What else are we going to do in this episode? We are going to create my painting mask with all the parts that I bought ages ago. We're going to put all that together, test it out, see how it works. Will we be painting in this episode? I don't know until I actually get to the end with all the editing. If it doesn't happen in this episode, it 100% is going to happen in the one after it. We are so close to getting this done. If I can have this car painted over the pits and re-registered by the end of the year, which is only 4 weeks away, that would be absolutely amazing. Talking at the end of the year, I really want to get that subscriber number right up there. I was really hoping for a milestone of 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year, and you can make it possible. I do want to say thank you for watching. I do want to say thank you for those who have subscribed. Please like and please share this content with people who you know like watching cars that might have been crashed or aren't working, rebuilt, and back on the road. So let's dive in. Let's get these wheels sorted and let's get on with the rest of it. You can just tell here it's slightly rough and not fully covered. So it's just a couple of small spots like that that have to be fixed. So I'll show you the other one. You can see here it's completely reacted as I had a different brand of paint. Same here, really quite bad. There's a couple of other small spots, just like a tiny bit around here. But overall, it needs to be redone. Can't leave it like that. So I'm not going to film it. I'm just going to get them done so that we can get on with the rest of the car. Team, I have just given the wheel a repaint and it's not coming up awesome. It's slightly reacting because the older paint is underneath. So I'm going to need to leave that for a couple of days, let it dry really well, give it another sand at least. When I recoat it, the same brand of paint is going on top of the same brand of paint again, and it should be good. Hopefully. See some vision of that later. In the meantime, I'm going to put together my U-Butte breathing mask for painting. So, diver's mask, as I said before, got it off AliExpress. Got some plastic tubing, which I got from Bunnings. It is 6 mil, 5 meters long. I don't need 5 meters, but it's what length it came in. I've got a regulator. It came with a wall bracket, but what I'm going to do is I've cut a bit of this 2-inch wide truck strap. I'm literally going to, I've already cut it, belted the ends. I'm going to put it over that, put 2 holes in it, and put in press studs, and that way it then can be hung on a belt. Got all the fittings that we need. So what we're going to do is, I've had a quick look at this already. I'm going to roughly cut this off halfway. that is the snorkel that would normally sit on top, so that's obviously above the water. Anyway, going to cut this off halfway. Going to feed one side all the way through, like so, which will then go inside the actual mask itself. In this side, there is a rubber seal inside this as well, so that's already tight enough that it'll go in and stay in on its own, and I can always get it out if I need to. And then all I need to do is block off the other two that will be exposed, and then that's basically going to feed it. I'm not even going to fully seal this because I don't think it's going to be a problem, but that's the whole point of testing it out. And then put all these fittings together. So in a matter of 30 seconds to a minute, when I do the editing, it's all going to sped up. You'll see exactly how it's going to do and how it's going to work, and then we'll plug it in and test it out. Team, got it all together, have shoved it on the belt, hangs nicely. This is all done, it's blocked. I just thought I could wind up some good old cotton rag from an old bed sheet, which is clean, and then they can always be pulled out and changed if ever needed to be, and if worst case scenario, you could even put your hand on and just pull them out type thing. Anyway, so just got to get a length for this. Which can be anywhere here and can always be a fraction longer. The good thing about this is it's a super easy change out. And went to that wonderful website that I keep saying I get all my bits and pieces from, and got some of these hose clamps which you clamp on, and that's it. Once they're on until you take them off and then throw them away. So I thought I'd give those a whirl. So let's cut this, join it on, hook some air onto it, and try it out. Okie dokes, people, it is all together. I'm going to quickly shove it on the belt, plug in the air, and let's see how it works. Let's Seems like such a crazy idea, but like I said, I did this half-day course, which is quite a while ago now, and that's where I got the idea from, because it was basically that, but obviously it was a welder's, painter's mask, much larger, but it just had an airline in it, basically the same as this. The regulator didn't have a pressure gauge on it, so let's just make sure the air comes through first. Air connects on, nothing coming through. Hopefully you can hear that. Anyway, oh, you can feel it's nice and cool. Let's try it out. That works, and it works well. Works, and it works well. The air pressure, obviously I can control, but you can feel it trying to force it off my face. So I don't know if they're pretty much probably not adjustable, or I can let the air out a little quicker. I can feel the tiniest amount of air coming out here, which is fine. It just means no paint residue will be going in at all, because it's still coming out. Like I said, there's more than enough pressure. I don't even have to have it on. And I sweat hugely. So the fact that this is just blowing cool air inside is awesome. It's still got a couple of sheets of the thin plastic covering at the moment, which I'm just going to leave there for the moment. Probably going to need to work out a way where I put some kind of another clear cover like this on there, so that you can always have it clean. Otherwise the overspray is always going to come on here anyway. But maybe just Glad wrap or something can go on there. Don't know. Anyway, if you've got any ideas, throw something in the comment. Tell me what you think of this idea. Pretty cheap. This was like $18 off AliExpress. I'll have to come up with a price list, which is probably going to appear on the screen now. As for the regulator, the T-piece, which is stainless steel, the air fitting, female, the barbed fitting, and the nipple, and then the male fitting on the regulator. And all of that totals whatever I've got on the screen. Plus the rubber, the plastic hose from Bunnings. A really cheap way out to create your own painting mask. Obviously I haven't tried it, but what's cool about this is this diving mask has 3 little prongs along here, for which a little camera can be attached to. So that gave me the idea straight away that when it comes to time to paint, which is not far away, I can put a little camera up the top there, and you'll be able to have the vision that I have of when I'm painting. So let's look out for that one. Team, it is time to start doing the serious stuff, and that is sanding, bogging, and painting. I've got to admit something. I didn't think I was going to say this, but I need to say something. Just in case there are people out there who are watching going, this guy's pretty confident. No, he's not. And right now, I'm just going to tell you straight out, I am absolutely petrified. Don't even ask me why. Because you just got to give it a go. And if it doesn't work, work out how to do it. But that's just not how I feel. I'm like, what am I doing? I want to do it, but what am I doing? Anyway, let's look at the driver's door really quickly. I was going to start sanding this and putting some edge primer on it, and then putting bog to get it all leveled out. But let's have a look at this. Here is the top part of the door, which is absolutely, totally okay. Hopefully you can see that is pretty much straight. Well, it is straight. Not pretty much, it is straight. And as you move down the door, it's the same, right through to the outside edge. It's got the tiniest of a gap just there. Now, if we go to the very bottom, it's the same. It's good, as it should be. Now, of course, we come to the problem area, and you can see a bit of a gap starts to happen, which, of course, this bit here is sticking out, as you can really see. But up here, just where the dent is a real problem. Have a look at that gap. It's quite significant. Now, there's too much flex in this skin. And that is simply because this edge, if you come up here, this is really square. It's a really nice tight square edge. Same with the bottom of the door here. It's a really nice square edge because that skin is out here, so of course that keeps this straight. Now here, it's backwards. This edge here is back that way, so of course it's pushing that dent in and bulging that out. This edge has got to come forward. And I'm trying to think, how do I do that? Do I cut slightly in here and then try and push something out and then re-weld it? Do I do it from the back instead where you don't see it? These are the things that are going through my head trying to work out how to do this. Sure, I can get another door, but that's more expense and I want to learn how to do this. And of course, if I got another door, the whole thing would have to be painted. I mean, half of this is going to have to be painted anyway, but I'd have to strip the door to paint the other side of it. And that's just a lot more work, more paint, more sanding, more time. So I want to work out how to do this. So this is how we would do it. You would get a bit of metal like this, and we'd put it here. Right here is where that would go. I would straighten this out. This would be sanded back to bare metal. That would be tack welded just on the edge there. And then you'd have a pull machine, pull this way, because I've got to get this pulled forward. And that will then help this a lot. And at the same time, maybe you have that small pull dent kit that I've got pulling on this at the same time. But I've got to get a much larger pull dent kit. There are much larger ones that are like 3.5 kilo, 5 kilo handles that you pull, which obviously have a lot more grunt and force pulling on the actual area that needs to be corrected. So I need to do that. Now I don't even have the money to get the paint at the moment, so I'm going to ask the folks to help me out, which I'm pretty sure they will do. And at the same time, I need to get this kit. So, but in the meantime, we can strip the bonnet because the underside of that's going to be painted first anyway. And when that does get painted, we're also going to paint the front part of the frame here. Because as you can see, there's the original paint color and then there's the undercoat. So the fender was on and then the car was painted. But anyway, we'll just cover the whole thing all the way around and underneath and get that painted. So that front part of the frame is going to be done at the same time as the underneath of the bonnet. And then once they're done, the bonnet can be flipped and all the rest of the panels can be done. So let's get those done first. Okay team, that is the bonnet completely now stripped, everything off. And yes, as you saw, that front weather strip, other than having some clips at the back, which was really just to position it, was actually just double-sided tape holding it in place. So that will actually very easily rub off. Probably the same on here, and that's going to be an easy reinstall once this is sanded and painted. There is a sticker on here which we will put some tape over so that we can preserve that when it comes time to sanding it and painting it. So now let's get on with the bumper. I have no idea where to start. Start at one end and work towards the other. Got to take some photos. I'll show you really quickly how the parking sensors are in. They're literally just a clip. That side and that side, pull them apart and lift it up. This grill here, the main grill through here, since the grill in here is going to be gloss black, I want to see without spending too much effort to see if I can get that gloss black as well as those black parts that hold the day running lights. Okay, down to the last couple of reinforcements in the bumper, but I'm not taking these ones out simply because they are riveted into the actual bumper themselves. You can see there's a couple of rivets. You might be able to see just there, and up the top as well. So that will stay there, and it's pretty much, it's out of the way anyway. So that bumper can be sanded and painted where it is. I'm umming and ahhing about what to do with the sensors, because I've seen all those videos, they always paint the sensors separately. But of course I've got the original sensors anyway, which are the correct color. But of course, if it's not an exact match, when we repaint it, then they will stand out and not match. So, either way, we'll paint the new ones, I think. And then I might just shove one of those in just to see how close it actually is. So, that's a good thing. Anyway, that is now the front bumper stripped. Other than those hard brackets, we'll take the number plate holder off too. That way it can be completely painted. And without all those braces in there, it's really flimsy. It'd probably be even more flimsy if these ones weren't in it as well. So it just goes to show you, the more that's actually added to these things, the stronger they actually are. Anyway, That's going to do for tonight. Team, back in the workshop. And I realized last night that I have made a mistake with this setup for my new paint mask. I can't have the air going in and regulating to this, which is fine, but I can't have it then regulating this too, because if I have this on a really low pressure, then I've got a really low pressure here. I've stuffed up. This Y fitting is supposed to be on this side, and the air only to the mask is supposed to be out here. So we've got to fix that up first. Then I'm going to actually use it to do some painting on the wheel that I still need to fix up. So I'm going to rub that down, get it ready for paint, and use it to paint the wheel and see how it goes. Let's try it out. Well, this definitely works the way it should do now that I've corrected it, and I've also taken one plug out of the actual mask itself, which is now allowing me to breathe far easier, and I've got enough airflow going through that even when I'm breathing in, it's not sucking the air back in the tube, it's still blowing out slightly. So that is good. Now, as for this wheel, I just do not know what is going on. It has reacted really bad once again up here, through here a little bit, on this joint here, right here as well, around on this side, and I just don't know why. Maybe I didn't let it dry enough after giving it a clean with the window cleaner, which has worked no problem in the past. Or I don't know. If you're a professional painter out there and you have any idea, then I would love to hear from you to get an idea on what it is I need to do. This is the only wheel that is reacted and doing this, so I've got to let that now dry for another few days so it really kind of hardens up so I can sand it back, get it smooth. That's why I didn't continue on doing a whole wheel, because it was just kind of pointless. Mind you, if it reacts somewhere else, then on this half I'll just give it all another bit of a rub back, and maybe I need to put some etch primer on it or something too. I don't know. Give me some ideas, people. Please help us out. Well, have a look at this. The wheel turned out absolutely fantastic. I think I have learnt that after you sand it down, giving it a wash is a really good idea, but the key thing is that I brought it inside after pressure washing it outside, and I left it for a whole day to dry. Now, that's not the key. The key is that it's dry. Now, I think the previous times that I've done this wheel, I've used the window cleaner, and it certainly looked dry after wiping it down, but I think obviously it soaks in the tiniest amount and hasn't had time to dry properly. So either I need to leave it a lot longer next time, and or I use the heat gun to just go over it lightly to really make sure that it's dry, because I'm pretty sure that's probably what the problem was. If you're a painter and you know from the previous videos from what it looked like and what maybe it caused, let me know, because I certainly would love to know. And this is how I learn, by finding out from you guys, the professionals, what is causing these things and how I can make things better. So now that that's done, we can finally get on with the work. Please like, please subscribe, please share this videos with people who you know like this kind of content. And that is going to be the end of part 10. Part 11 will hopefully be sanding and painting this baby. It's going to happen in the next couple of weeks. Well, with Christmas right around the corner, I'm only hoping that I can make that happen. So, let me hear from you people. Let me know how I'm going. We are nearly at the end. I really want to get this finished, get it over the pits, get it licensed, and hand the keys to the wife. Anyway, thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.